Hello, TOEIC students, English students, and whoever else is watching this channel. Today, we're going to do something different. We're going to look at TOEIC Part 6 of speaking. This is when you get 4 different reading passages, and in each of these reading passages, you have to fill in 4 blanks with the choices that are given. Now, these blanks could be vocabulary, phrases, or even full sentences. Here's an example of one of the questions. All right, now, before we get the answers, I'm going to go over some key tips. Number 1, you do not need to read the passage in detail. You do not need to spend 5 minutes reading the whole thing. However, tip number 2 is read the title and skim extremely quickly so you get the basic idea, just the basic idea of what the article is about. This will make you have better choices in the future. In Part 6, over 70% of questions are based on vocabulary knowledge. So grammar is not as helpful. Number 4, you definitely need to understand passive voice. For example, if I say the company has sold over 1 million units, this is an active sentence. I start with the subject, which is the company. However, if I want to start with the object, I would say over 1 million units have been sold. This is passive voice. Honestly, without knowledge of passive voice, you will not get a high score in TOEIC. So a very important grammar structure to learn. Number 5, with the last 2 questions, you usually need to read the sentence before and after. They are connected. Okay, so let's look at the example question. Here's the reading. Take your time to skim and get a basic idea of what the reading is about. Now, because I skimmed and I have an overall idea, I understand that this is an advertisement for a railway or a train company. So this will help me have a better chance at getting correct answers. Okay, for 131, this is about vocabulary knowledge. I look at the basic idea. Our trains have the blank you require to transport your bike safely. Okay, so what do I need to move my bike safely? Well, first, eliminate D, revenue. This makes no sense because revenue is all the money that comes into a company or organization. For example, imagine I have a hamburger shop. I don't, but imagine. Each customer paid $7 for food and drink. I had 100 customers today. So my daily revenue was $700. Now I have to pay for ingredients, rent, and staff. You can call this my expenses, my overhead, or my costs. So it was $520. So revenue, which is $700 minus costs, overhead, expenses, $520 gives me my profit, which is $180. So revenue here does not make sense. The company will not give you their income to transport a bike safely. So now we can eliminate A, stock. This is a company's inventory. This is the product they sell. A common form is the store has product in stock or the store has a stock of items. For example, we have over 100 different types of jackets in stock. Our stock of jackets is large. Well, we are not buying a product here on this train. They are providing a service. The train will carry our bike and us. So we're not using their stock because we're not buying it. Therefore, we have B and C. Well, to keep my bike from moving, I need maybe ropes or bars or locks. This is equipment. Remember, equipment is something that people use to get a job done or for a specific purpose. So on this train, I can guess there is special equipment to keep my bike secure, to stop it from moving, to transport it safely. Okay, let's go to the next question. This question is about grammar. We have, please remember that reservations blank for both you and your bicycle. This is about passive voice. We talked about passive voice earlier. So, if we use require, we need an object. If I say I require, you will say you require what? As you can see, there is no object here. If I said, please remember that reservations required, requiring, well, where's the object? There is no object, so I can guess the object is the start. Customers require reservations. So in passive voice, we can start with reservations and say reservations are required. Therefore, the answer is C. We are not using reservations were required because this is not talking about the past. It is talking about always. Okay, let's look at the next section. Because this is one of the last two questions, you have to look at the sentence before and after. So the idea is you should book your bicycle spot. The number of bicycle racks is limited. So a rack is where you put your bike, and if the number is limited, there are not many. So should you wait to book? No, because other people will book the spots. So should you do it early? Yes, you should do it early. Because if you don't do it early, someone else will take your spot. Therefore, the answer is A. For the last question, we have to look at the sentence before and after. So it says, you are responsible for storing your bike securely and safely. Okay, I understand that. Now, this is the hardest type of question. You got to understand context, basic idea, and vocab. One important thing is to look for transition words that combine the two sentences. Often, these will be same direction words, such as also, in addition, besides, plus. They tell us we're continuing in the same direction, same idea. The opposite is change direction words, such as however, in contrast, on the other hand. This shows we are moving in a different direction. Well, if we look at this question, it says, you are responsible for storing your bike securely and safely. You have to do this. This is one thing the customer must do. Then if we look at D, it says, you must also. So this is another thing you should do. You must also supply your own bike lock. So these are both things the customer should do. Because of also, we can tell this is another thing the customer must do, and it's logical. Therefore, the answer is B. So this was the first time that we've done a task 6 together. I don't usually do them because there's not much room on the screen to show everything, but I hope this gave you some valuable tips and you continue to improve TOEIC and at English. Have a good one, everyone.